For the next 3 days, we're travelling across some of the most remote islands in the Philippines, sleeping on tiny islands and exploring places you can only reach by boat. But we had no idea what the next 3 days were going to turn into. This is the boat expedition from El Nido to Coron Island. We started the trip bright and early in El Nido. From here the plan was simple: spend the next 3 days travelling by boat across some of the most remote and beautiful islands in the Philippines, all the way to Coron Island. But what happened on the second night completely caught us off guard. We set sail around 8 AM and within the hour we were already stopping at tiny islands surrounded by crystal clear water. One thing I really loved about this trip is it was very laid back, as in you could just do whatever you wanted. As you saw there, I was jumping off the boat, then we went snorkelling for a bit, and then there was a little beach that we could swim over to and just chill on the beach, or you could come back and just chill on the boat. You really could just do whatever you wanted to do, which was really cool. Apologies for the smudge on the camera, but as you can see, these beaches were really beautiful. The water was so blue and warm, and it was really quiet because it was only really people that were doing these sort of trips that were going to be around, so it was really quiet and just so peaceful. As you can see there really weren't many people around. It was just such a cool atmosphere. We had music playing on the boat. I didn't want to risk copyright, so unfortunately I did have to mute the clip, but it was really cool. And then, as you'll see here, some of the beaches we stopped at were literally empty. It really felt like being on a film in like a deserted island. As you can see there's only a few boats around, so there weren't many people at all. And also, I haven't mentioned that there was only actually 4 people on the trip we did, so we had 10 staff members, like the chefs, the entertainers, the mechanic, and then 4 of us to enjoy all of it, so that was really cool. Might have just got lucky because they had just started their company, but we weren't complaining. Another thing I loved is we got straight into it. Like, this was the first day, and by this point all these clips you've seen, it was still only like early afternoon, so we really did do a lot. We also did some cool activities like beach volleyball on this secluded island, which was really fun, just with random people, and all our tour guides were really nice the whole trip as well. As you can see there, they were joking around a lot. I can't really say I understand what the hell he was doing there or why everyone was laughing about it, but you gotta join in, I guess. And then eventually we made it to where we're going to stay for the night, so this little private island was where we slept.
One of my dreams is to have like a tree house like this.
As you can see, it is unreal and so peaceful, and as you might have heard there, Spanish Danny that was on our trip with us would love to have a treehouse like that. That's his dream, so if you're wondering, there you go. And obviously, as you're staying on a secluded island in the Philippines, the beds aren't exactly going to be amazing, but they did the job. The toilets were kind of just holes in the ground, and the shower heads were actually cans, like alcohol cans, so take of that as you will. I didn't really mind. I mean, I was 22 when I did it, so it didn't really bother me, but if you're a bit older it might not be amazing, but it's a small price to pay for the whole experience. So in the evening we had a fire show, so this guy was the entertainer. I don't think he actually was with us for the whole 3 days. I think he kind of just kept appearing and going again. I'm not sure where he was going, but I'm not really also sure we knew he was going to do this. I think he just whipped out the fire and started going for it, so that was pretty cool, I guess, until I was made to go up there. As you can see, I'm looking very happy. I was loving my time there. Obviously you don't have to go up there, but I thought I might as well. I'm not really sure when else I'm going to have a small Filipino man doing whatever that is, so probably worth it. So on the trip all the food is included and drink, so breakfast, lunch, dinner, and you get loads of snacks. I don't think I was hungry once. There was always a lot of food and even some alcohol as well, so you don't have to worry about that. The next day we started off with some cliff jumping. So this was me with a couple of the guys that worked there. Again, optional, you don't have to do it, but all these activities were pretty fun. As you can hear, the staff are always laughing and joking a lot. Half the time I don't really know what they're on about, but they're always laughing, so that's always a good sign. And this was another angle of the jump that I took on my GoPro. It doesn't look very high on there, but it was actually quite high. Not hugely high, but it was pretty high. Then we just got back on the boat and went to this other beach where we did some snorkeling. Again, you can just chill on the boat if you want. I think I just took this video before getting in. I like to just get in every time, but it was getting quite tiring because we were doing a lot, but I always tried to make the most of it. Then we just chilled on the island for a bit. I'm not really sure where this dog came from. I'm assuming it's come over on the boat at some point, or he just lives there. I don't really know, but he was quite cool. He was just chilling there. And as you can see, it was really nice. Then just did a bit more snorkeling. As you can see, the water was really clear and there was some cool coral down there, so that was fun as well, and the water was really nice. Then this next island we went to was my favourite one. It was so nice. The water was so blue, the sand was so white. We found these children just playing about, so just sat and chilled there for a bit. And then I did go over and said hello. They were very nice. All these kids were very nice. They loved the camera. They wanted to be in it all the time. They did ask for money when I left, so I'm not really sure if that's why they were being so nice, but either way, they were very friendly. Okay, I'll take one. Woo! Next up we went to this really cool island again. This one was actually pretty inhabited. There were a lot of people that lived there and it was really cool. We went on there, played a game of basketball against some of the locals. I didn't get any footage really, unfortunately, but it was really cool, another cool experience. It is really a surreal experience. I did see and do a lot of things I'd never really done or saw before, so it was quite eye-opening. So that evening we had another show. As you can see, there was more fire involved, but it was really cool. This guy returned for another performance this evening. I'm not sure he did anything other than fire this trip, to be honest. He just kind of showed up, did some fire show and disappeared again, but it was really cool, so again, not complaining. Then we finished the night with some karaoke with all the staff. They all got involved, so that was fun, and then we headed to bed ready for the last day. As you can see, you might not be surprised by now, we found some more beautiful beaches, and just look at the colour of that water. That's pretty much what it was the whole trip, to be honest. It was pretty amazing. After some more time swimming and sunbathing, we headed back to shore, as that was the end of the trip. I definitely recommend this to anyone. It was probably one of the best trips I've ever done, and I'll break down all the details for you now. So first of all, what does it include? So you get all the entrance and environmental fees, so visiting all the islands and beaches, the beach accommodation, so all the night sleeping, all your meals and snacks, drinking water, juices and alcoholic beverages, kayaks, life jacket, first aid box, obviously all included. There's a free electric charging at the beach camp and free Wi-Fi when available. The bonfire and dance show is obviously all included, and the van pickup that takes you to the boat when you arrive and that drops you back when you finish, and all the obviously licensed tour guides. And then what you might have been waiting for, the price. So the 2-night and 3-day tour, which is what you've seen today, that's what I've done, was 17,000 pesos, which is roughly £214 or $288. But there's also options for a 3-night and 4-day tour, which is 22,000 pesos, which equates to £277 or about $373. And 4 nights and 5-day trip is 28,000 pesos, which is roughly £353 or $475. I think this price for what you get is really good. For example, the one I did, 2 nights and 3 days, £214. You get obviously 2 nights accommodation, 3 days worth of food, drink, water, going to all these islands, snorkelling, everything pretty much that you would need is included. So I definitely recommend, and I believe they set sail on a Monday, a Wednesday, a Friday and a Saturday. I will link their Instagram and their website in the description below if you do want to have a look, book, or even have any questions at all. And if you did make it this far, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I've got plenty more videos coming, and hopefully see you in the next one.